Why is this not acting right? Okay, let me see something here. I just wanted to go live some here. Let me get this. I'm not really fond of how I want to zoom out some, but it's not letting me. Anyway, just want to go live some, throw a little bit of dice, talk about the 678, talk about sports betting, talk about the life of wager, talk about some things going on. See what you guys are all about. Haven't been live in a while. Have been making some more craps videos, concentrating solely on the 678. I do have more coming out. There's reasons why I'm concentrating solely on the 678 because I don't feel like there's a lot of other ways to play crap. There's deviations on the 678 that are okay, in my opinion. But as far as day in day out, playing the 678, in my opinion, is skill is the only truly consistently profitable strategy I've come across. And the reason being is because unless you're taking the 7 away from the casino, you're always at the disadvantage. They're always going to beat you eventually. With the 678, at least you're giving yourself a chance. A chance. It doesn't mean you're going to win every time. AB10 and 678 are the same thing. It's the same thing. It's still 678. You're just making the 10, you're always a 7. The 10's always the 7. It's still the same thing. You're going to win on the come out instead of lose on the come. It's still the same thing. It's still 678. AB10 it's still the same thing. It is very nice, right? It is very nice. I agree. Effort, money went into it. Effort and money seems to be kind of the theme of everything, right? But so yeah, that's the reason why you haven't seen other videos, other strategies, a lot of the stuff that's older on my channel, on my old table. Guys, I just don't use it anymore. I do think there are some other valid strategies out there, but nearly every one of them takes the 7 away from the casino. Hello. So it still doesn't change anything, right? If you're, as long as you're taking the 7 away from the casino, hello, then you're probably going to be consistently more likely a winner. If you're leaving the 7 to beat you all the time, you're probably going to lose. And guys, it's nothing to do. It's nothing to do with how I was saying. It's nothing to do with whether a strategy will work or won't work in a given instance. It has to do with working consistently over time. And that's why the 678 works, because there's a reason the casino wants you to play light side. There's an absolute, for sure, 100% reason why they want you to be on the light side of the game. And the reason is because they have the advantage. If you're always playing on the light side, they always have the advantage. What are you talking about? That is the same thing. Skill, that's the same thing. I mean, whether you're adding the 5 and the 9 in, whatever, are you saying lay the 4 and 10 together? Because I don't like that. I think when you lay the 4 and 10 together at the same time, you lose the probability advantage. Even though I get that you gain a payout, you lose that probability advantage of only having 3 ways to lose. And that is the key, guys. skill, just to me, you're giving yourself two ways to lose. You're giving yourself two numbers to lose on. I don't like that. I would rather put 800 on the 4 or the 10 and only have the one set of combinations to lose on. I mean, if you're going to turn the 6, 7, 8 into an iron cross, I feel like that's the same thing. It's just more of an advanced play. Are you saying casino advantage, or are you referring to house edge? Because if you're referring to house edge, I don't, guys, house edge is what the casino uses to make money on craps over the course of a year. House edge doesn't matter day in and day out at the table. It really doesn't. When you play, if you play once a week or 10 times a week, the house edge is really never affecting you. Not in the way that it gets portrayed, right? Here's the thing too with house edge, right? So I'm going to show something on the table here. I'm going to show something. So when you start with the house edge, you have a pass line bet. Boom. What's that? The house edge on that's like 1.4 or something. All right. It's like 1.4. So if you play that bet singly like that every single time, that house edge is 1.4. So if you played that for 10 years, only one bet, yeah, you're going to lose 1.4% over time. And that's the math. But if you play this, that, and then you have the 6 and 8 up here, and then you end up with a don't 9 like this. And then what you do is you go one hit and take all your money down. The house edge no longer matters. House edge only matters on realized bets, by the way. That's another thing that gets overlooked a lot. And I haven't talked about it because it's kind of a newer concept for me. The house edge only matters on realized bets. And let me explain what I mean by that. So if you have the 6 and 8, and we roll, it's always working, right? Always working. We roll. And we have a 5, 7. Okay? So the house edge mattered there, right? We lost. Replace them. There's a 4. Always working. 10. 9. 8. Okay, so we just win $35. And then we take our bets down. The house edge never mattered for these two bets. Never one time. Because we only allowed one hit and then we took our money down. So house edge only matters on realized bets. That's another reason why, in my personal opinion, playing craps using house edge as a dictating factor to the way you play, it really makes no sense. It really makes no sense at all to play that way. Laying the 6 and 8 on the come out roll, I don't have any problem with that at all. I have no problem. Guys, if you're going to lay a single bet, all right, the single, hello, Peter B. The single bet, any lay on the board, single bet has the exact same risk to pay out as any of them. So whether you lay the 4, the 5, 6, 8, 9, or 10, a single lay, it's the exact same. So the 4 and the 6 are the same. And the reason is because the payout versus the probability, it all works out to the exact same thing. So let me explain it. If you're not understanding, I'll use $30 lay. Okay? $30 lay 4. You have 3 ways to win, 6 ways to lose. You're going to win $15. You're going to lose 30. So it's essentially an even bet, right? Lay 5. You're going to win 4 times and you're going to lose 30 6 times. or sorry, you're going to win 26 times and lose 30. Right? 4 times. It still works out to an even number. It's the exact 0. Same thing with the 6. You're going to win 25 6 times, and you're going to lose 30 5 times. It's still even. So no matter which number you lay, the odds are the same. The odds are the same no matter which laid number, because it pays true odds. So true odds minus a VIG, and the VIG is the same everywhere. So on every number, there's not a different VIG for the 4 or the 10, you know? So it's always the same thing on the lay. So really, no matter which number you choose to lay, that's up to you. It just all depends on rate of win, really. How often do you want to win the bet versus lose the bet? That's why most people lay the 4 or the 10, because the rate of win is 2 to 1. Where laying the 6 or the 8, the rate of win is only 6 to 5. Even though the money works out to the same. So on the lay bets, guys, lay bets are the same everywhere. It's all the same thing. And I know people don't want to hear that, but it is. So really, if you want to play 6, 7, 8, but you want to lay the 6 and play 8, 9, 10, I'm not a laying the back wall fan, but a lot of people that I really respect in the craps community are. Guys like VDC, guys like John from Pro Craps. Laying the back wall is a part of what they do. And if you use it as a part of your strategies, it does make sense. But to me, when you lay the back wall, you're nearly guaranteeing you start that roll down. You're nearly guaranteeing it, because what you got is you're going to have 3, 7, 17, 24 ways to lose on that roll. There's 24 losing rolls out of 36. That's 2/3. I'm not that interested. And then you're only getting 1/6 of the rolls are winner rolls. And that's my thing. And I get that you get a huge payout when it does roll, but I just don't like the idea of basically starting out down. Oh, okay. So skill, that's an interesting question. That is the key, right? That's the key. So that's a preference thing, right? I feel like if you're going to play 6, 7, 8 style of play with a lay bet, that you should allow the come out roll to roll just versus the lay bet. Why is that? Because then you're making the 7 a winner on the come out roll, which people are always so afraid of. So if you're going to use lay bets as opposed to don't bets, don't pass, don't come, I feel like you should allow the first roll to roll. Allow the point to be set before you put your 6, 7, 8 up, as opposed to laying and putting the 6 and 8 up. I get that you don't have the probability advantage in the same way. Obviously, if you put 6 and 8 out there, you got a lot better probability advantage. But if you put the 10 out, you're giving yourself an opportunity to win on these come outs 7s that people are always so worried about. Personally, I think you should just play the don't, because worst case scenario, you're going to lose 22% of the time, but that's not the truth. That's not the honest truth, because you also win at roughly 8% of the time. So it's more like the overall loss is more like a 5 or a 9, right? It's about 14%. Okay, I'll show an example. Okay. So let's say we were going to lay, I'll just do it the cheap way. We're going to lay 100 on the 10. Lay bet on the 10. All right. And then we would play, I'm going to use quarter chips, guys, just because I don't want to get, hey, Larry, just because I don't want to get the ones out. And then let's say 24 and 24 on the 6 and 8. Why does this matter? Okay. 100 on the lay. You're going to win $48. You know what? I'll do it right. That way people aren't confused. I'll just do it right. 24 and 24. This is the easiest way to show this 6, 7, 8 with the lay 10. 24 and 24. All right, so what do you have here? You have 10 ways to win here, along with 6 ways to break even. So obviously, if you wanted a winner 7, you'd have to add a little money there. Either way, it doesn't matter in this scenario. And then you have 3 ways to lose. And the only 3 ways to lose are roll the 10. Any other roll doesn't matter. Only the 10, the 7, 6, and 8. So if you leave it this way and you have everything working, you didn't really gain anything on the 7, right? So if you take these down and you wait for a come out roll, yeah, you are giving up these 10 combinations, but you're allowing yourself to win on the 7 on the come out roll. And so this is the preference of a lot of people. They want to be able to win on the come out rolls. And this is a preference-based thing, not a statistical or strategical based thing. This is all preference, because the truth is, from a statistical standpoint, you should leave these 10 combinations up as winners, as opposed to just gain the 6 here for the come out. But because people are always so afraid of the come out roll, this makes sense to do it this way from a, feeling comfortable standpoint. So you roll on the come out. Let's come out here. And we got a 6. So we would have won where we didn't have our bets. All right. Then you put your money up. The one good thing about playing this way is you can take that lay up and down as you choose, which is kind of cool. You can only take the don't down. You can't go back up on the 1-to-1 on the don't. So you can go up and down on the odds, but so now you'd be in a 6, 7, 8 style of play. There's the 5 and 7. So you'd break even here. You'd lose 48, win 48. But that's the thing there is, if you want that come out winner, you're trading 10 combinations for 6. Now you are winning $48 if you win. So there is that factor. But I would rather have the combinations of win. And let me explain why, guys. Let me explain why the probability advantage, the chances that you have a win per roll outweigh how much you win per roll. Let me explain this. Well, this is a very overlooked thing, and I think people get the wrong idea about why they should worry more about how many ways they have to win versus how much they have to win per way. Let me explain. Okay. Let's see what you say. If you turn off a lay bet, do you have to repay the VIG when you turn it back on? Well, if you they won't let you turn it off. They'll let you take it down, and they'll give you your VIG back if it's a pay up front. A lot of places you pay on the win, so it doesn't matter. And if you put it back up, they'll make you put it back up. So if they made you pay your VIG right there, so you had to lay 102, they would give it back to you when you took it down. They would give you that $2 back if it was an upfront pay. So let's talk probability advantage. Why this matters versus betting bigger on single numbers. All right, let me show. I'm going to go. So 160 across. 160 across, guys, is 24 combinations. It's 24 combinations, guys. It's a lot, right? That is 2/3 of the game. So 2/3 of every roll are going to land on those numbers. Hey, Gooks. So 2/3 of every roll of the dice. So if you have 10 rolls, at least 6, possibly 7, are going to roll in those numbers. All right. So that is the probability advantage. The same risk, let's say you had it on all on the 5 and the 9. Now, if you hit a 5 or a 9, it's going to pay $105. That's a great win, right? But you only have 8 ways to win versus 6 ways to lose. Where when you have 24 ways to win versus 6 ways to lose, it's a much bigger advantage. So, wow, this will pay more, or even if you moved it over here and bumped it up to 90 and gained 10 ways, you're still better than 2 to 1 hitting a number. Now, let me explain why it's better. Because the flexibility. When you play across all the numbers and you're playing 24 versus 6 is what it is. So you're playing 24 versus 6. That's a 4 to 1 advantage. So if you quit after 2 wins, you're gaining a bigger advantage even then. So if you put 160 across and you quit after you hit twice and you take it down, you've essentially eliminated half of the ways that you can lose. So it's actually at that point more like 24 to 3. Hello, Mr. Mike. It's actually more like 24 to 3 because you're only giving enough rolls for half of it. Where if you put all that money on 1 or 2 numbers, you have to roll that number. You don't have all of that other, right? You don't have it all sitting there. And guys, the bigger probability per roll to roll a winner is better every single time. And that's why you should also play place bets, because of the flexibility in the place bets as opposed to playing pass line and come bets, because at least part of that bet can't move. At least part of that bet can't come down. It's locked in. It's a contract bet. That's why you should be playing these other bets. And you should always play it that way. Guys, playing through the come and playing through the pass line, the advantage you get on the come out is not worth not having the flexibility to take your money off the table. And that's just one part of it. That flexibility alone, the flexibility to choose the numbers you want to bet on, not let the dice choose them, and that you can take that down and put it back in your pocket, matters so much. It gets overlooked by this thing that the casino likes to promote, the odds, right? Oh, you put your odds behind your line and your come. It pays true odds, no house edge. Well, the house edge is still the same, guys, because the house edge on an 8 is the house edge on an 8. I don't care how many odds you put on it, you're still going to lose at the same rate. All right? So when you add money to it, that's just more losses. That's what doesn't get, it's not that it's not calculated in the house edge, it's that it doesn't get the attention. They like to shine all the attention on the win, right? Yeah, they want you to lay over the absolutely. And so they want to shine all the attention on the win, right? They're not telling you that when you put an 8 with odds. So if you have an 8 with odds, you're still going to lose that 6 times. You're going to lose it 6 times and you're only going to win 5. All right? So it didn't never change no matter how many odds you put on it. No matter how many you could stack the odds to the ceiling, it still doesn't change. You're going to lose 6 times for every 5 you win. That's still there no matter what. So that doesn't affect the house edge. I know they like to promote that it does. Oh, it lowers that house edge down more. No, it does not. All right? The house is still going to win at the same rate. It may lower the payout versus return, but the rate is not changing. And the rate is what you want to look at. Win rate is way more important than amount per win. Your win rate is far more important. So again, guys, and I know you guys are talking about the prop box and stuff, guys. There's nothing wrong with the prop box. If you want to play it, play it. Just don't rely on it. If you want to play it to enjoy the game, because that's the way I use it. I use it as the enjoyment of the game. I play over here to make money. I play over here to have fun. Prop box to have fun, box numbers to make money. All right. I love playing that stuff. I love doing horn progressions and hoping I get 3 horn numbers in a row and make $500. I love that stuff. All right. I love playing the ATS. All right. But that's not where the money's made, guys. It's just not. All right. I love having hard ways. I love parlaying the hard way and hope it hits twice. Guys, there's nothing wrong with those bets, but they need to be outside of the strategy. They need to be their own thing, their own separate entity. Don't rely on them as strategy goes. All right? Play them. It's part of the game, part of the fun. You can play them for $1 most places. I mean, that's great. You know, here's the thing is if you put $1 on a hard 6 and it rolls 3 times, it's a pretty good bet, right? Now, if you lose $1, you know? So, I mean, again, guys, I don't discount those middle numbers, that prop box, the middle bets, they're fine. I just don't think you should use it as strategy. I think it's just the fun part of the game, right? It's the part of the game that's enjoyable. When you do hit back-to-back 12s and you had $5 on it and then you put it up to 20. I mean, that's exciting and fun. Is it going to happen very often? No, of course not. But it will every now and then. But it's kind of like the bonus bets like ATS or repeater or hot shooter or sharpshooter or fire bet. Those bets, in my opinion, I think they're great. But I also think that if you don't play them on every single shooter, you should never play them. And the reason is because you never know when they're going to hit. All right? They're so difficult to hit that you might as well play them on every shooter. All right? If you're going to play them on every shooter, you're always going to be around for when they do hit, right? You're eliminating the chance to miss at that point. If you only play them on yourself, you're the only way to play. Hey, thanks, buddy. That's the only way to win if you only play them on yourself is if you do it. So if you're going to play those bonus bets, guys, just play them on everybody. Even if you have to play them at the table minimum. As picking and choosing, you're going to miss most of the time, right? Hard 4 does help on a hedge. The good thing about the hard 4 and the hard 10 hedge is, sorry, I had to answer my wife really quick, guys. I know it stopped for a second. We're back. How is everybody doing? So, but yeah, so that's just a lot of what's going on this, and just explanation of why you should play a certain way. And all of this feeds into why you should take the 7 as your number. Take the 7 away from the casino. Guys, the game is built to lose on the 7. Look, nowhere on this board, right here, nowhere on this board does it give you an indication. Nowhere on the board does it give you an indication that you should play the 7, right? What it gives you an indication of is you should play the field. Look, the field is bright yellow, big box, pays double. The cum, look how big the cum is. Why on earth would the cum bet be this big? I've had people tell me it's because where you're supposed to throw your money. BS. BS. It's that big because they want you to put money there. All right, look how big these these box numbers are. Now, part of that is because they got to spread bets all around them. But in which line is first? Right? Which line is first? The pass line. They don't put the don't pass first. They put the pass line first and then say, hey, put your odds back there. Put your odds back there. Look how far away they put the lay bets. The lay bets are way back here, right? The don't come. It's only in one spot, really. You can only effectively get it. I mean, guys, even the felt itself is built to teach you to play against the 7. It's not built to teach you to play with the 7. You know, you don't have these up here saying place against the 4, lay against the 4. 6, 7, 8 with the field. Let's do it. All right. Bad idea garage. Here you go. Give me a number for a bankroll. A bankroll. Give me a number. Pick a size of bankroll. 300. Okay. Let's do it. That way, I'm going to put my cash, guys, in the cum. All right. We're not going to be using the cum at all. So I'm going to put it in the cum. 200. $300. $300. We're going to play the 6, 7, 8 per Bad Idea Garage with the field. All right. So this is, I know a lot of people are able to play at cheap tables now with the electronic tables, but I'm going to play it like it's a $15 table because I know most people can get to a $15 table. All right. So $300. I'm going to leave it in the cum, guys. This is my bankroll. We're never going to use that. So we're never use the cum. All right, so first bet. On a $300 bankroll, you're playing 6, 7, 8 with the field, even with a $15 table. I start with $50, all right? 60 does make sense because it's going to cover the 6 and 8 correctly. So if you want to go to 60, but I just start with 50 is what I do. All right, here we go. That's a wonderful start. 5, 2, 7. Okay. Put it right back. And a 10. Perfect. Right there. All right. Now we're going to jump into the 6, 7, 8 with the field. All right. Now this is not counting the 5. We're going to put 60 there and 15 there. This is $75 in risk. $75 in risk, right? We have $50 in coverage. So what do we need to do? We need to add some odds, or we don't. We only have 3 ways to lose, but now we have the 7 as a problem too. So we should add odds. All right, $50 in odds. Here we go. Good thing we did that. 7. Okay. We're just going to break even. 50 there, 25 there. That sucks. It's nice to have the 4 and 10 as the point. That one's, we didn't gain nothing on that one. There's the 5. Okay, so this is a personal opinion. This is best case scenario, 5. Because now you didn't want the 5 anyway because you weren't going to play it and it doesn't help you in the field. So now you don't have to worry about it. All right, we're going to put 30, we'll pay 20. That doesn't quite cover you. So you got to go to 45. Here we go. And there's the hard 4, 2 deuces. It's going to pay 15 in the field. We'll rack the first one. I always like to rack the first one. 7 out. That's why I like to rack the first one. Pays 50 right there. 45, guys, is going to pay 30. Here we go. Aces, that's a wonderful. That's absolutely nice. That helps us with our come out loss, right? Remember that come out loser that everyone gets so worried about? Well, it came back there. I mean, it's going to probably lose again. There it goes. Loses. That's why I don't rely on those. You're going to have ups and downs on the come out, guys. It's all part of playing the dome. It's kind of the cost of doing business. There's the 4. That's a good one. I don't worry about the come out. There is a perfect craft strategy. When you're ahead nearly every session. If you lead, you win every time. 9, 6, 3, 9. It's gonna win $15. I always like to rack that first one. Hard 6, 2 3s. Okay, that's gonna win 35. We're going to replace it. Now I would add in the 5. I would grab the 5 for 15 bucks. Why the 5 first? Because it helps with the field, right? It's no longer a hole. And there's the hard 10. It's going to win $15. I would pick up the 9. Now at this point I would collect. I would just collect from here on out on this shooter. There's the 9. That's a double winner. It's going to win 21. I would just rack every other roll from here on out. You got all the inside numbers. You got a good don't. And there's an 11, and you got the field. It's going to win 15. And I would just rack this on out. Why? Because number one, we were down 50 from a loss. There's the hard 4. That's pretty brutal. We're going to get our consolation prize, lose our 100, but that's why I would rack. That's another reason why I just would rack on out. As you can tell, it is possible to get knocked off. Put our 50 back. Box numbers would be off. You know, we didn't lose it. We probably didn't lose any money there from what we racked and won, but it does suck that it got knocked off. Here we go. And there's a 6. I would take all these back down. Sorry, that's the 6 money. All right, 6, 7, 8 with a field. I would add the 5 here, guys. If it lands on the 6 and 8, I would play the 5. Still the same play, essentially. And I would put $30 right here in odds. Still the same play. Ouch. That's brutal. 6. Brutal. All right. We're going to have to figure something out here, huh? See where we're at. So we're down about 150 bucks, a little less than 150 bucks. I wouldn't be worried yet. Hit some points. I wouldn't be worried about it. Not yet. Yo, now I would be. Ouch. Okay. Try this again. 4, 2, 6. That's been our bane. This has been a bad run for sure. All right, so we need 15 there. 20, 6. We would need at least 24. So we would just roll without the odds. I would roll without the odds here, and I would try to win my money back. There's the 9. Rack it. I might go, if it went this bad, I might go into like a 2 hits and down type strategy to go with this. And there's a 10. And see if I couldn't get it back in pieces as opposed to at once. All right, so at this point, might take it down like this. And just roll against the 6. See if I can't beat the 6. There's the 5. 7 out. Okay. It's going to win 50 bucks. So we gained we gained $80 on that roll. So sometimes you might have to make an adjustment like that. If it just goes real bad, pull back a little bit, try to make some adjustments on win per hit. Oh, come on, get off that. 7. That was ugly. 3. Okay. 6. Well, we've had a lot of those points, right? A lot of points of 6. Same thing. I would still play the same way with the 2 hits and down style because
We'll go 30 in odds here to be completely covered.
Because we're not fully back and it's not been going good. Make adjustments like this when it's not going good. And there's aces. All right, it's a double bubble. I would just count that as one hit. See if I can't get through another hit. 7. Okay, we didn't. That's fine. We collected that one hit, so that's good.
I think we're actually going to make $5.
30 will pay 25. There we go.
Starting to build back a little bit. Looks like we've got 150, 200.
It looks like we're down about 25 bucks. 6 again. I could have guessed that was going to be the point.
All right, here we go. Same thing. Comeback ability of the strategy is awesome.
All right, let's see if we can dodge that 6. We're going to stick with the 2 hits here. See if we can get there. Aces in both places. It's another good one. We're going to win 30.
That should put us back
To having all our money back. So let's see if we can get one more hit. Hard 8. So we're going to win 35. Lose the field.
I'm going to pull it all down.
Leave that 6 don't up there. So let's see where we're at. 100, 25, 50, 200. So if we pulled that don't down, we're actually up $6 at this point. So the strategy came all the way back. You're profitable $6 if you pull this down. Would I pull it down? Probably not. Hey, everybody. Probably not. And there's the 5. I would like to see if I could win that. I'm the advantage. Can we get a 7 before a 6? Might cut it in half. That's a possible. 7 out. All right, $50 winner. Let's see what we ended up with. It went bad for a minute. 200, 225, 230, 275, sorry. There's our 300 buy-in. We're up 10, 20, 30, 40, 55, $56. Guys, that is 1/6 profit, about 16%, 15, 16%. Guys, that's where the strategy just works really well back and forth. As you can tell, don't get so scared if it goes bad for a minute. Make some slight adjustments. Go for less wins. You know, guys, there's adjustments in it. Doesn't mean you change what you're doing. It just means you've got a bad side of the variance there for a minute. Go Astros. Yeah, I bet you are, Larry. Anyways, guys, thank you for your time. I'm going to be uploading a video here in just a minute. I got to go. I got some stuff I got to do. But thank you, guys. And if you haven't checked out my sports betting stuff, it's $25 a month, guys. You get access to an awesome Discord forum. You get daily picks from me. I have my ups and downs, but I do pretty well overall. I feel like most people would agree with that. Guys, for $25, it's a really, really good value. You get basically all of my information. So check it out, wagermethis.com. It's worth 1 month trying it, right? And most places you can bet live online. I also give out live betting. I can send you a link. But anyways, guys, thank you for your time. Hopefully the 678 rollout was all it was supposed to be. Mr. Garage, obviously, has comeback ability. That's what you want to see, right? You want to see a strategy that takes away the 7, a strategy that has good comeback ability, that will come back when it has bad variance, and a strategy that has potential to make money consistently, not once in a while, right? You guys have a great day. This is Jacob from Wage